Hello, esteemed viewers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I believe we're all okay, and all the glory we all give it to our Lord Jesus Christ. So, in today's lesson, we are going to talk about art and the elements of art. Like, we're going to have an understanding of the building blocks of visual art. So, at the end of this lesson, what are our learning outcomes? We should be able to define what art is, explain the importance of art, identify the 7 elements of art, describe each element with an example, and apply the elements of art in creating artwork. So, welcome to our YouTube lesson and let us begin. So, what is art? Art is the expression of human creativity and imagination through visual, auditory, or performing media to communicate ideas, emotions, or experiences. Like with art, art is like a language. It's how you're going to express yourself through communication, through emotions and experiences, and through visuals. So, it includes images of painting. You can express your ideas in painting, in drawing, sculptures, music. When you portray, you give a poem or sing something through dances, and all artworks are built using basic elements of art. So these elements of art are like the alphabet of visual communication. So, what are the importance of art? Art, it encourages creativity. So, for example, like you just told from nowhere, like, can you draw me a book, or can you draw me a person? Can you draw me your mom? You'll obviously start thinking about it. So it encourages creativity, right? It improves communication. So maybe somebody, let's say our kids, when they're at the age of let's say 2 to 4 years, at this age, whenever they want to take a paper, or let's say 7 years, they try to draw it symbolic. So like you can see, like whatever they're trying to draw communicates, right? And it preserves cultures. Like in the old age, most of them, they were writing on the walls, on the caves. So it preserves cultures and develops critical thinking. It also it promotes self-expression. So maybe you're having a relationship, and your partner decides to write you a poem or something creative. So it promotes self-expression. Maybe the person cannot express himself fully through communication, so through art he or she can express. It also creates employment opportunities. Artists, right now we can walk around the streets and you can see a lot of art around. So it creates employment opportunities, and it enhances observation skills. Then what let's begin with the first element of art, and that is line. A line. What is a line? A line is a mark that connects 2 points. A line is a mark made by a moving point, and it's used to show movement, shape, and direction. So we have different types of line. We have horizontal line, vertical, diagonal, curved, zigzag, and wavy. So this is a line. A line, it shows, like maybe even when you're having somewhere, let's say you're home and you want to, or a road, you can see like trees are planted along a line, right? So a line is a mark that connects 2 points. Then we have shape. What is a shape? A shape is a two-dimensional enclosed area. I want you to get this right. It is a 2D, right? And we have different types. We have two types of shapes. We have geometric shapes. The geometric shapes are the ones that you do yourself using a geometrical the geometrical set has a compass, has a geometric shape. Those examples are of circles, squares, triangle. Those are geometric shapes. It's you who creates them. Then we have organic shapes. Organic shapes, these are, for example, like a leaf, a mountain, a shape. It's something it's something natural, right? A lake, like a shape, right? So we have two types of shapes, that is geometric and organic. Then shape is a flat area that is enclosed by a line, right? For example, let's give an example of a lake. It is a flat area that is enclosed by a line, and it helps create structure in artwork. So we have a form. Form is the third element of art, and a form is a 3D object version of shape. It has height, it has width, and it has depth. Examples are cubes, balls, buildings, sculptures. Form is a 3D object, so we should get it. A form is a 3-dimension object. Color is also an element of earth. So color is what we see due to light reflection. So if there is no light reflection, we can't have color, right? We can't see color. So, and color we have 3 colors. We have the primary colors, we have the secondary colors, and we have the tertiary colors. We have primary colors. Primary colors, we have red, yellow, and blue. And in primary colors, we build on secondary colors. Now, for example, red and yellow, we will have the secondary color, that is orange. Then with the color, it can be used to express the mood. Warm is equals to energy, and cool is usually expresses calm. So color is produced when light reflects off objects. And what are the properties of color? We have hue, we have value, and we have intensity. So this is an example. This is a color wheel, and this color wheel is now, it tells us all about color. Then we have value. What does value mean? Value is another element of earth, and value means the lightness or darkness of a color, right? It creates contrast and depth, and it's used for shading or realism. And it shows the tint, the shade, and the tone, right? So that is value. It means the lightness or the darkness of a color. Then let's begin with the first element of art, and that is line. A line. What is a line? A line is a mark that connects 2 points. A line is a mark made by a moving point, and it's used to show movement, shape, and direction. So we have different types of line. We have horizontal line, vertical, diagonal, curved, zigzag, and wavy. So this is a line. A line, it shows, like, maybe even when you're having somewhere, let's say you're home and you want to, or a road, you can see like trees are planted along a line, right? So a line is a mark that connects 2 points. Then we have space. What is space? Space is the area around or inside objects. I want to repeat again. So space is the area around or inside objects. So we have 2 types of space. We have the positive space, that is the object inside, and we have the negative space, that is the empty background. It creates depth and perspective. Space refers to the area around, between, and within the object. For example, let's give a photographer has taken a picture of a person. So we have the person, right? That is the object itself, and the around the environment, the empty background, that is the negative space. So in conclusion, we have 7 elements of art, and these elements of art are the foundation of all artwork. Artists combine them to create meaning and beauty. Understanding them improves your creativity, right? And every masterpiece begins with understanding the elements of art. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson.